this is a set-apart special assembly meant to bring us rest, but while we're resting, the thing that we're going to remember is the remembrance of the voice of the shofar, is how this would actually read. What happened when the shofar blew? And when we open this up, what we'll have is, we'll have the first blast of the shofar after this first blessing that he'll say the blessing, and then he'll sound the shofar. And that sounding of the shofar means it's time for everybody to come together into this special set-apart assembly that Elohim has called us to for the purpose of listening to the shofar. Why are we listening to the shofar? We go to Shemot 19. It says, "Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for the earth is mine. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of Kohanim, a set-apart people." In other words, you will be a set-apart people to me. "These are the words which you shall speak unto the children of Israel." Now he's talking to Moses. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which Yahweh commanded them. And the people answered together and said, "All that Yahweh has spoken we will do." And Moses returned the words of the people unto Yahweh. And what's beautiful about this particular service that we're going to do here is that we understand that this was a conversation that took place between Moses and Elohim, and then Moses and the people. So what we have here is we have the Ten Commandments with response, and then it begins with a blast of the shofar. And then after the shofar's done a short blast, then we come in and we read the first commandment. "I am Yahweh your Elohim, who has brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other Elohim before me." And then we do what the people would have said. They said, "All that Yahweh has spoken we will do." And they're repeating this right out of Shemot 19. This takes us to the 8th chapter of Nehemiah as well, where after having been in captivity for so long, Nehemiah calls Ezra, the Cohen, and Ezra brings the book. It says Sefer Torah, the book. It wasn't even a scroll, it was a book of the Torah. And he opens it, but he stands on a platform above the people, and the people down below stand up, and he begins to read. And this gives us a picture of the cloud of Elohim coming down with the shofar blasting, and the people standing up listening to the commandments and responding to Elohim. So what we have here is basically it's a beautiful liturgy, a beautiful service that we remember that Yahweh came and gave the commandments by the voice of the shofar, and that the people responded. Everything that Yahweh has said, that we will do. And this gives us the opportunity during this mandated feast. This feast is a commandment. It's in Torah, given as a commandment that this is what we shall do. And we're commanded to hear the voice of the shofar. That the shofar sounds. You read the first commandment. The people respond, everything that Yahweh said that we will do. Then the shofar sounds again, and the second commandment is read. And then the people respond, everything that Yahweh will do. And then after that response, the shofar sounds again, and the commandment is read. So this is the shofar is the voice of Yahweh speaking. The person speaking the commandments is Moses relaying it to the people, and then the people are responding back to Elohim. This gives us an opportunity to really feel what it was like at Yom Teruah. What does Yom Teruah mean? It's a day of remembrance. We are just supposed to remember. And this, what I was hoping to accomplish, is giving us this feeling of being there, of hearing the shofar, hearing Moses speak the Ten Commandments, and giving that response back. So we go through the Ten Commandments, and then we have the last long blast of the shofar takes place. Then we have just a brief lesson on Yom Teruah, what it means, why it became Rosh Hashanah, what's the difference, to educate people on why we keep Yom Teruah. Okay, because we're going to have some guests. And we kind of have an inkling, so we'll be able to help our guests understand. But after that, we have just sat there, or stood there, and we've just listened to the shofar blast. We've just been reminded of how Elohim spoke. We've just been reminded of how Moses spoke the commandments to us from the voice of Elohim. We've just been reminded of what our response was back, that everything that Yahweh said that we will do. Now, it's an opportunity for those who are making or have made a transition in their lives. Now is the opportunity to mikveh if you desire. If you've gone from one stage last year to a new stage this year, if something's changed in your life, you're making a transition, now's the time to mikveh. And if you come to an understanding of the importance of this particular festival, you mikveh, but we open the door for the mikveh. And it takes place, we have the mikveh blessing here, which is there's a whole bunch of different mikveh blessings, and I chose this one because it really sounded special, the idea of Elohim surrounding us, the water of Elohim, the word of Elohim surrounding us. And this says, "Blessed are you, Yahweh our Elohim, King of the universe, who sets us apart to you by embracing us in living waters."
Beautiful.
It's the idea that the Torah is embracing us, and it's holding us, and it's what keeps us together. It's what helps us to live our life. And then the brief break for drying off and changing, and then we come back and reassemble. We all recite the Shema, and then the donning of the talis, and the Birkat Kohanim, and then it ends, and so they shall invoke my name on the children of Israel, and I will bless them. And it's not a terribly long service, but I'm hoping that it's a very meaningful service. And I put these together just without any particular date. I was going to put Yom Teruah 5776, but this is something that we can use next year, the year after. Say if these are okay with y'all.
That was great.
I'll put together another 10. I've got them actually, I've got it printed out. I'm going to go get some more combs tomorrow. And then I'm actually going to go podium hunting tomorrow and see if I can find us just an El Cheapo podium at Goodwill or something. And if not, I'll go to Guitar Center and buy one of those music stands that we can actually use for the teaching. We can use it for our regular teaching too. I mean, I don't want to give up this podium because I like it, but
I can borrow a music stand if we need that.
Huh?
My son's got a music stand if you want to use that. If not, then
yeah, but might as well grab one anyway, just to have it. But any questions or any suggestions?
What time are we assembling?